Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game, Lin versus 120. This game taking place here on Terranistan LV. 120 spawning under the name Orange as the blue undead player on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we have Lin spawning as the yellow orc over here on the bottom right. Opening things up with an Altar of Storms orc burrow, and we'll see whether we spot a lumber mill, a barracks, a voodoo lounge. That's really what we're looking for here, and it looks like it will be a barracks, so it could be a blade master with early grunts. Meanwhile, off on the other side, difficult to spot out what undead is really trying to do until, well, that hero is chosen. Blade Master, a very strong hero here on Terranistan. Same thing for the Farseer, but the Blade Master can really use all of the walkways here and then clear out a lot of these green creep camps to pick up some useful items early on. As the Blade Master is generally a hero that likes those items to increase his damage output and then move on to another location while having the mobility and the freedom to move across the map freely with that wind walk. What is that? Well, what is this peon going to do? He's just going to be going out scouting a little bit. Meanwhile, off to the north, we are looking at a Death Knight, as we are also getting up a Tomb of Relics. Voodoo Lounge also being placed down here, and I'm wondering if the Blade Master is going to try and use that Lightning Shield strategy cast from the creep camp, this Renegade Wizard here, to try and clear out of these creep camps much more quickly. Keeping a close eye on that, or I've seen some players purposely go after the rogue wizards in the center, picking up those items there and then moving about, but that is typically more done with tavern heroes, as you can get your first worker or your first unit off over here, pick up that tavern hero quickly, and then clear out these two center positions since you're already in the middle of the map. Alright, Acolyte taking a little bit of damage. They're gonna get pushed away. Meanwhile, in comes the Blade Master. He's gonna go after this level 1 apprentice wizard in the back with a quick wind walk, and then may just pick up the item and leave. Nope, actually gonna, no, yes, he is just gonna pick up the item and leave. Blade Master did sell the Scroll of Town Portal, pick up a Circlet of Nobility, and now the Blade Master is simply just walking away. Meanwhile, off on the other side of the map, it is the Undead who is using the Lightning Shield strategy to quickly clear out some of these creeps. A Grunt now joining in on the fight, as we see a quick Dust of Appearance use by 120, but the Blade Master was not there. Blade Master is instead going after the rogue wizards in the center that I had mentioned earlier. It doesn't look like he's picked up anything new, as the Acolyte of 120 spots where that Blade Master is, and we may see a chicken trying to cross the road, causing this Acolyte to, well, be a little bit out of position. Blade Master gonna go after this other rogue wizard here. You can see damage being done quickly, purposely auto-attacking a different unit, but unfortunately Lin's timing was just off slightly. The rogue wizard does end up applying that frost armor to himself. Meanwhile, Death Knight has cleared out some creep camps and now still has a good, decent-sized army. Could try and swarm out some of these other creep camps here and then perhaps try and get to level 3 by clearing out this expo. Blade Master is still sitting at level 1 after all this time, and the Death Knight is actually getting very close to level 3 here with some very strong, with some decent items. Blade Master wants to perhaps try and steal some of those last hits there. You're going to see a surround on the Blade Master. Blade Master quickly gets a wind walk in order to escape. I mentioned it yesterday, the reason why the Blade Master can in fact sell that Scroll of Town Portal early on is because of wind walk, being able to escape early surrounds and get around the map quickly. Alright, Blade Master, well, gonna aggro the creep camps here. We've seen some damage getting pulled onto that Blade Master. Blade Master gonna end up getting surrounded. He has enough for a wind walk. There's a Dust of Appearance. There's a Death Coil. Scroll of Speed now trying to, well, break free here, as a ghoul could end up getting taken down. Forest Troll Berserker is gonna get pushed out by the Blade Master. Blade Master does a wind walk push on a surrounded Forest Troll Berserker in order to break that surround there. All right, coming back through, Blade Master is still sitting at level 1. He is not out of the woods yet. Gonna try and go after this Renegade Wizard creep camp with a couple of assassins hidden and rogues hidden nearby during nightfall, but the Blade Master will get to level 2. That poison is gonna cause a little bit of problems, a little bit of bonus damage over time on all of these trailing units as that poison eats away at their hit points. Meanwhile, Death Knight able to finish off the Forest Troll High Priest here. Low hit point ghouls are, well, retreating back, as once these Forest Troll Berserkers are gone, Death Knight will reach level 3, as this ghoul gonna have a very bad day. One more axe in the back could do it, and oh, he could have a very... Is the Forest Troll Berserker gonna throw one more axe? I don't believe so. He does, but he targets the wrong unit, as this ghoul gets away at 6 hit points. Some close calls going back and forth. Potion of Greater Healing. Well, Clarity Potion, Potion of Greater Healing still being left behind here. Healing Salve trying to, well, manage the item slots. The Blade Master has 6 item slots. Wants to give some over to that Shadow Hunter. The Blade Master needs 1 survivability item and then some stat boosting items or damage boosting items, as we see here. Death Knight still wandering around, is sitting at level 3. He did sell his Scroll of Town Portal, but there is no expo behind this. Meanwhile, the Death Knight looking and perhaps going to try and take down this Forest Troll High Priest creep camp, and by doing so, or at least the Forest Troll High Priest, take that important item. Claws of Attack +8, not the +9 variety. So the Blade Master or the Death Knight already up to +19 damage, and you better believe that will be transferred over to the Lich when the Lich is trained. All right, well, the Lich is trained, and there's that item transfer already. The Lich getting a good Frost Nova down, slowing down the auto attacks here as the Blade Master now comes nearby and is ready to cause a little bit of bursting. All right, Blade Master going to try and finish off a ghoul. Does get finish off a ghoul. Now going after the Lich. Lich is getting slowed and just suffering a bunch from the creeps here. Blade Master was able to force the Death Knight to use a Death Coil. Robe of Magi now also switched over to that Lich, and the Lich has +24 damage, dealing north of 50 damage on the high end at level 1. Meanwhile, Shadow Hunter out here on the battlefield, clearing out the remainder of this Forest Troll High Priest creep camp that was originally started by the Death Knight. This creep camp will be cleared up. Shadow Hunter does have Hex and Healing Wave. Hello everyone on Twitch. All right, coming back through, Blade Master wanting to, well, perhaps try and get the last hit on this Sasquatch. The Shade, however, is nearby, and that Blade Master is actually spotted. So is he going to get that last hit there? There is a little bit of damage, and the instant the Obsidian statue flung a ball at the Blade Master, the Blade Master knows that he is spotted, so he has to be extremely careful, as damage is racking up. There's some skeletal minions. Who's going to get the last hit there? And we're looking at damage. Orb of Corruption now on that Lich, up to +29 damage. Auto attacks dealing so much, and also removing a good portion of that armor. 36 supply going up against 44, 120 with a much smaller army, but somehow still feels very deadly compared to Lin's 44/51. Shadow Hunter has gotten to level 3. Kodo Beast and Wind Riders are both, well, supply heavy units, as we also see a third and final hero, that Torrent Chieftain. Black Arrow being trained up by the Dark Ranger first, and perhaps to try and help with dark rituals, but the Lich may still opt to go for Frost Armor first as a way to protect against that Blade Master's Wind Walk and just auto attack. So it's going to be Frost Armor first, trying to apply down a massive level 1 stomp, hitting a lot of units as a Frost Nova takes down that Wind Rider quickly. All right, Tome of Knowledge picked up by the Blade Master. Are we going to see a stomp here? That is the question. There is a stomp again. Blade Master seems to be okay for now as he uses that Potion of Greater Healing. Both sides still fighting their way through, but the Blade Master quickly burst down sub 300 hit points even after that Potion of Greater Healing, and now needs to retreat back. Level 2 Death Coil, level 1 Frost Nova apparently doing enough damage as the Blade Master forced to retreat here. Kodo Beast also not eating anything right now. So without the digestion on that Kodo Beast, well, the supply for Lin is actually kind of inflated. We do see that the one Wind Rider that was trained earlier was shot down and has not been replaced. All right, where are we going next? This Kodo Beast could have a very bad day. He wants to try and retreat back. We can see Orc Burrows off over here, able to throw out all of those spears. Both sides trying to get into position. And here we are. Here we go. Some skeletal minions. That's going to get finished off there. Orc Burrows should unload these peons, get them back to work, perhaps get enough gold, and then also look to get reinforced defenses for the eventual expo that should be established by both of these players, since mining will be done in about 10 minutes. No clear-cut winner as of yet. Both sides staying in no upkeep, avoiding all of those taxes. But at some point, both sides are going to burst into that 70 supply range and then try and duke it out again. All right, where are we now? Lich, Dark Ranger, Death Knight, Tauren Chieftain wants to line up a stomp. You can see the assassins are all off over here, and we're going to see some potential poking going about. Also, the Berserkers are out here on the battlefield. Tauren Chieftain not able to line a stomp here, as the auto damage from the Lich and the Dark Ranger, seemingly enough. Forest Troll Berserker quickly blasted down, and that means that the remaining Berserkers that are being trained up by Lin can be blasted down easily as well. All right, Blade Master trying to go after some of these units. Tauren Chieftain should just go throw down a stomp here. So many units. There's that stomp. There's a potion of invulnerability and one obsidian statue taken down. Tauren Chieftain also with a potion of invulnerability, also getting a healing wave as some grunts are getting finished off, as well as ghouls. 44 supply compared to 46. Ghouls are starting to fall here. Grunts are starting to fall. Skeletal minions are swarming around. Tauren Chieftain gets a healing wave, but still gets focused down by all of the undead heroes. Blade Master now looking to retreat back down to 155 hit points, trying to finish off a ghoul or two. There goes a ghoul. Kodo Beasts are chomping, or is chomping down on one ghoul. That's going to be another. Oh, wow, what is this? The Berserker able to escape away at 2 hit points. All right, big deal right there. Tauren Chieftain is getting resurrected. Do not... apparently a little bit of an issue with my overlay saying that the Tauren Chieftain is still alive. He died so quickly, even the computer couldn't catch up. Lich melts any unit. Well, when you have a plus 29 auto-attacking level 2 Lich, your Lich is essentially dealing upwards of 60 damage, more so when you consider that Orb of Corruption removing a good portion of that armor, so that Lich just feels harder hitting than normal. Shadow Hunter sitting at level 3, Blade Master sitting at level 3, Tauren Chieftain already back out on the battlefield, resurrected quickly as we're going to be going into an engagement here. Alright, Enforcer going to get taken down. Tauren Chieftain's looking to get to level 2, will get Endurance Aura. There's that level up that Tauren Chieftain needed. Meanwhile, ghouls are making their way around here, and in comes the battle. Tauren Chieftain is going to throw down a stomp. There goes a Death Coil auto attack, Frost Nova, and well, one nasty 1-2 punch that is. Lich taking quite a bit of damage. There is a Death Coil for the save. Dual critical strikes back to back, not enough to finish it off as both sides are still fighting. Low hit point Blade Master able to retreat back down to 495 hit points as there is a little bit of a narrow fight here. Kodo Beast about to get taken down. It is down. This Kodo Beast is still chomping on a meal as the Tauren Chieftain needs to retreat back. Even with that Ring of Protection +4, because of that Orb of Corruption, well, it's still not enough. Both sides still fighting. Kodo Beast, is it going to get elevated? Yes, it is. Kodo Beast, talk about dying and dashing. The Kodo Beast could drop from the sky, eat something, and get picked back up. But that isn't a very strong play because the Kodo Beast is not giving that damage bonus while in the air. All right, the Kodo Beast is not giving the damage bonus to all the units on the ground, even though he is digesting a unit. So risk versus reward there. The Kodo Beast able to, well, digest in a piece, but a little bit of, or a lot of loss damage, +6 damage loss per breaker. A 20% damage bonus across all of these units. To the north, Death Knight looking to clear out, well, assassins here, and Undead is starting to take that hero, or starting to catch up in that hero level game. 49 supply compared to 48. We do see a watchtower here, and we could get a tiny Great Hall here in just a moment. Are we going to get a tiny Great Hall? No, we are not. And are we even getting reinforced defenses? We are, finally, as destroyers and maybe eventually Crypt Fiends may make their way out onto the battlefield. Blade Master, Shadow Hunter, Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain still quite a ways away from level 3, and there's not very many creep camps left. Murloc Huntsman gonna, well, get finished off. Blade Master does have an Orb of Lightning, allowing him to attack those, attack those destroyers and place down a Purge to try and stop them. Blade Master, Death Coil, Frost Nova trying to retreat away. Shade is actually keeping up with them pretty well as the Blade Master is able to dodge and get away. All right, the Blade Master needs to scout out this top right-hand side of the map, make sure that there is no, no creeps, apparently level, or no expo, apparently clearing out some level 1 creeps, also incredibly important, some purges and some critical strikes there to get those kills. Blade Master only at +7 damage, meanwhile, the Watchtower here quickly taken out as it is not being defended. 54 supply compared to 51. Both sides now finally in low upkeep as the Goblin Zeppelin, well, flying the friendly skies, quickly getting repaired by all of these peons. Coming back through, what is the follow-up play? 120 has better map awareness and knows that he has an expo while Lin doesn't. He can just kind of sit off to the side here and start to let his economic advantage take hold once the Haunted Gold Mine is established. Are we going to see also a Necropolis set up there? That is a question. As the Death Knight, Tauren Chieftain, all these guys are going to try to engage. All right, here we are, here we go. Death Knight actually trapped into a weird spot. Tauren Chieftain has 800 hit points, and well, because of that Orb of Corruption, only 2 armor at the moment, and this is what he really needs. All right, there goes an ensnare. The Tauren Chieftain also taking a lot of poke damage throughout all this time, as we now see some damage coming across here. Death Coil, Frost Nova coming back around, Healing Wave, Tauren Chieftain with the stomp, and already off to the races in this early damage push. Both sides trying to fight their way through. Blade Master down to 240 hit points, being backed away with a Healing Wave, as the Tauren Chieftain still doesn't have enough mana here. All right, nice concave by all of Lin's. Lin's able to trap all of these undead units in a tight, weird spot, as the Blade Master may be in trouble. Blade Master, well, where'd he go? Difficult to spot. Blade Master, did he go into the Goblin Zeppelin? Yep, Blade Master into the Goblin Zeppelin, as the Tauren Chieftain now going after some of these Obsidian statues. Death Knight actually trapped into a corner. This was a horrible position for the undead to fight in, especially without a Scroll of Town Portal, as the Blade Master is doing his best imitation of just disappearing into the Goblin Zeppelin, coming down to burst out damage, and then jump back in at the right time. There's a no Death Coil, a Hex, right as the Death Knight was about to try and get off that Death Coil. There's another Blade Master. Death Coil here is the Goblin Zeppelin. Is he going to end up getting taken down? There is another ensnare as the Blade Master falls at level 4. Dark Ranger has been able to get in a lot of attacks here, and both sides are just fighting themselves into a corner. Death Knight is about to fall, and now Shadow Hunter gets up to level 5. This means that this Obsidian statue is also going to get taken down. 1 or 2 more shots. There it goes, and pretty much all the heroes are gone. Only a level 5 Shadow Hunter and a level 3 Dark Ranger are left. Ghouls are retreating back. Full saturation at the gold mine off to the north here, as the Shadow Hunter tries to clean things up. Or this might be a beautiful move by 120, taking the further expo and making it appear that he hasn't expanded yet. This is absolutely huge, as this expo getting an additional 600 gold a second can easily close out any gap here in a matter of minutes. Shadow Hunter now retreating back. We're looking at the resurrection on that Blade Master. Going to take a little while longer. We can see a tiny Great Hall getting picked up as well. We better believe that is going to be established here in just a second, and perhaps also try to place down a watchtower or 2. Lin's Expo is going to be operational in a quick moment. Meanwhile, this Expo has already been mining for over 2 minutes now, and has given over, I believe, 1,500 gold. So that is the difference so far. Blademaster waiting to get resurrected back out. All the undead heroes are already back out on the battlefield. Full, nearly full hit points. Decent amount of mana. Lich ready to bring the beat down as we see a Frost Nova go down onto the Shadow Hunter. All right, both sides trying to fight their way through. A little bit of poking. There goes one Berserker. Another Berserker getting taken down, and units are just trying to fall here. Blademaster out here. Tauren Chieftain comes into the battlefield as well, resurrected at the tavern, but low on mana. Both sides are still fighting again. 45 supply compared to 51, as units are getting ensnared and taken down one at a time. Skeletal minions could easily be finished off here. Ensnare onto the Obsidian statue is forcing an engagement as the Blademaster tries to gets a purge onto the Obsidian statue, but the Obsidian statue is still able to get away somehow, and the Blademaster now forced to retreat back. All of these Berserkers are just poking down individual small targets, but they aren't really lasting targets in those skeletal minions. Tauren Chieftain trying to get the last shot off on that Obsidian statue. Berserker does the job for them with that little bit of a range. All right, still fighting their way through. There goes an ensnare. Death Knight should have a Death Coil inbound here in just a moment. No, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, and instead goes after the Blademaster. Oh, beautifully done. Giving the Lich Potion of Invulnerability, or an Invul Potion right there, and then allowing the Death Coil and Frost Nova to hit the Blademaster. A lot of damage suddenly missing from the Orc army, as the Tauren Chieftain still doesn't have enough mana for a stomp after so long. Mana regeneration seems to be forever and a day on this Tauren Chieftain. No clarity potions, and the Blademaster still needs to get resurrected. 44 supply compared to 51. Death Knight, well, no Orc burrows here, and suddenly all of these peons, well, have a bit of a problem to overcome. Meanwhile, more mining still happening at that expo on the top right, as the peons are looking to get away. Main gold mines are also all mined out, and that is the issue. Does Lin realize that 120 has this expo in the corner, as these peons are slowly getting eaten up and torn apart? Shadowhunt. Oh, what is this? Tauren Chieftain gets up to level 4, level 2 in Endurance Aura now. Blademaster, well, still needs a little bit more time, can get to level 5 the instant it comes out, but still, Lin does not know about this expo on the top right. He must be wondering how, or he must assume that his opponent has an expo, but it is so, well, not guarded right now that it's a little bit of a surprise that Lin hasn't tried to put pressure either on this main expo location, or at least scout out of this one on the top right. All right. A lot of hero deaths, a lot of focus. The question is now going to be, how is Lin going to try and stay alive and perhaps take down all the enemy heroes? And that is all Lin can really do to try and win this game. Hex Stomp Lock on the Death Knight, preventing him from being able to get a Death Coil off, while himself not falling prey and victim to the Lich's high damage. Dark Ranger also now with Claws of Attack +8, moving a little bit of that damage around. Blademaster off to the side here. We're going to see an engagement. Tauren Chieftain wanting to lead the charge, but there is a shade right in the spot as well, keeping track of where exactly that Blademaster is. Units are all just trying to line things up. We're going to see some lobbed attacks going back and forth. Blademaster sitting, well, at 2 experience shy, and that's going to be the big difference. There's a silence. Level 5, Shadowhunter purposely further back here. Blademaster now wants to get away, can't wind walk, uses a potion of healing, uses an invul potion. Tauren Chieftain now could be in trouble. Is he going to be able to get a stomp off? Yes, he does. There's a healing wave, as the stomp has, well, mitigated a lot of that damage since they were all stunned down. 43 supply compared to 44. Very low hit point point heroes. Blade Master, well, level 6 now on the Shadow Hunter. Is the Shadow Hunter actually going to use Big Bad Voodoo? That would be absolutely hilarious because there's silence. The Dark Ranger still has mana, so Big Bad Voodoo cannot be on the table. Instead, it's going to be level 3 Hex. So level 3 Hex and level 2 Stomp trying to, well, lock out units. Both sides fighting their way through. Are we going to see a Stomp there? Yes, Stomp trying to go after some of these units again. Obsidian Statue about to fall, as well as the Blade Master still alive. Shadow Hunter still alive here. Death Coil, Frost Nova, Blade Master down to 36 hit points. He's backing away. Tauren Chieftain still going after some of these additional Obsidian Statues. Blade Master is still in this fight somehow, but that is not going to be good at all. Well, 120 gets the win. Lin with the higher hero score, unable to take down 120, as 120 was about to take out both the Blade Master and that Tauren Chieftain. Interesting call here. Normally, undead heroes start to get that higher level, and this time around, undead actually had the higher resource score, mining nearly 3,000 more gold, even though he lost 600 more gold in upkeep. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.